This is the Audio Fit Test Podcast, where we change the game for beginners to health and fitness. No fads, no gimmicks, just solid advice that will get you results. In this episode, we look at the best ways to get into a fitness and lifestyle routine. Here's Jim of jimshealthandmuscle.com, a guy who has secretly played World of Warcraft for 13 years.
Hello, I'm Jim and this is the Audio Fit Test Podcast. This time we're going to talk about routine and how to get started with it. So first off, I just want to explain why routine is so important when you want fat loss or any other result from fitness. You need routine, you see, because if you do things here and there or when you just feel like it, like when we talk about exercise for instance, it won't really have any effect on your overall goal. And it will be easy to skip out on things. For example, if you go to the gym when you feel like it, or you've got a spare hour or two, you can't sleep one night and decide to go to a 24-hour gym. On the surface, it's great. You've done a gym session, but when will this happen again? Another example of this is you've got a day off work, for instance. It's a national holiday, so you get a Monday off and you go to the gym. Again, great. You've done a gym session, but when's the next bank holiday? A few months? 6 months? One gym session or one healthy meal won't make any difference in the long run. And while we're here, you can flip that around too. I mean, if you're doing really well with your diet or your training, but you have a bad day once in a while, you miss a training session, or find yourself eating bad food where you shouldn't be, you can be safe in the knowledge that this one mistake won't have that much of a difference as long as the other 80 or 90% of the time you're doing the good stuff. Now, it's important to know that it's not the one training session that makes the difference to weight loss, but the regular sustained effort that's compounded over time that counts. So if you can make a routine of training and eating healthily, you know it's going to happen. It's not on an ad hoc basis, and you can fit it around your life as it is right now, so you can just fit it nicely in. And this is why routine is so important when it comes to earning any type of fitness. So with that in mind, how do you get started? Well, I'm going to look at two areas, diet and training. And these are the areas that it all boils down to. I mean, good routine with training and good routine with diet. So let's start with the training side of things. I mean, you shouldn't start with the approach of looking at it as it's being something that you don't have time for. You should take the approach of looking at how and where you can fit it into your life as it stands. I mean, yes, I get it. People's lives are really busy these days, so a positive mindset is needed in a lot of cases. So don't look at it as being a bit of a pain to get done. Just look at it as something you have to deal with. Now, believe me, I know how hard it is to get started, but I also know that it does get much easier once you are in the routine, so you might have to trust me here. So how can you fit training into your life? From my experience, like the best way to get into a routine with exercise is to tag it into your working day. And this is a really easy way because your working day is something that's not that easy to just not turn up for. It's something that you have to do. And typically there are 3 options in a working day to train. So you've got before work, at lunchtime, or just after work. So you could go to a gym on your way to work and leave a bit earlier each morning, for instance, or you could have an exercise session at lunchtime, or as I used to do when I had a real job, you could train after work. I mean, there are loads of options here depending on your job, obviously, but you may even be able to negotiate a longer lunch break or a late start, or make your day a bit more flexible so you can exercise. Now, don't discount this. I mean, in my experience, if you have a healthy, happy workforce, you have a better business. So it's worth a chat with your boss if you are struggling to get your training session in on a working day. I mean, a lot of places do actually have a gym on site, so if you do, that's an awesome start. You could just get yourself in there. If you are new to exercising, I would suggest that you plan to train 3 times per week at the same time on the same days if you can. I mean, a good template is to aim for an hour on Monday, an hour on Wednesday, and an hour on Friday. Now, I'm not going to go into the exercises that I would recommend for a beginner, as this depends on what your fitness goal is. But I will say that the sooner you get started in putting your routine into place, the sooner it will become more comfortable and become a way of life. And I'm not going to lie, getting into a routine or starting a new routine can be hard work, but eventually it will pay off and it will become part of your life. So the struggle that you might feel at the beginning of a new routine is only temporary. This is something that's worth enduring. So stick with it, and believe me, it does get a lot easier and almost enjoyable. Well, actually, I won't say almost enjoyable, it does become enjoyable, and it will change your life. Okay, so that's a brief overview of how to get into a routine with exercise, but how do you do it with diet? Well, the first thing with diet is I want to make clear that when I use the term diet in this episode, I don't mean like a weight loss diet, quick fix, or a diet where you have to cut out carbs or any other nutrition. When I say diet, I mean a balanced diet that you can use for the long term to accomplish your fitness goal. So where do you start? I would say straight away that you learn to cook healthy, nutritious food. And if you know 5 to 7 recipes that are nutritiously balanced and wholesome, you can start to get these into your life as part of your eating routine, because eating is also part of routine. And this eating routine goes hand in hand with your exercise routine. So they both complement each other to give you that fitness result that you're looking for. So a good way to start is to have a set recipe for each evening meal, and you can even drip feed these in over several weeks if the transition's too much of a change, like for the first week. So rather than making 7 changes, 7 meals for the evenings in one go on the first week, you could say start with Monday on the first week, and then do Monday and Tuesday on the next week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on the third week, and then carry it on like that if you like. I mean, that might make it a bit more comfortable. Well, that's for an evening meal if you want variation. And I would always say go for variation when you eat things, because eating the same thing can not only become boring, but it can also lead to cravings of other things, and it's not really sustainable. And we're looking for sustainability, something you can do for the long term and get real fitness results from. So variety will definitely help you out here. Now, when it comes to breakfast, breakfast is one of those meals that you can manage with the same set meal every day. I mean, most people do this already, so it's an easy one to start with. If you find yourself a good, healthy breakfast idea and plan to have this every day, this means that you'll have a great start every day too. So you might want to start with breakfast. Find a good, healthy breakfast idea and stick with that. Make that part of your routine. So as it is with exercise, I won't go into different recipes that you can use, as I've covered this in other places, but I would say that I've got a free PDF with 7 recipes that I've actually created in my own kitchen. So and I know these are nutritionally balanced, and they are actually set up and created with weight loss in mind. So, I mean, I like to think of myself as an amateur cook, and I will take a bit of credit for having a bit of flair in the kitchen. But so these recipes do have like I've taken a classic and I've turned it healthy. So they're healthy versions of classic favourites for everyone. So that's worth taking a look at. And if you want to take a look at this and learn some of the recipes, if you go to the main website, jimshealthandmuscle.com, scroll down to the bottom of the home page, and you'll see a little sign up button. Click on that and I'll send you the PDF recipes, and you'll also get all the other offers as well that I send to people on the list. So it'd be great to hear from you, and if you do this, let me know how you get on in the kitchen, because these are all made, as I said, these are all made in my kitchen, and they're kind of my own creation. So it'd be great to hear how you get on with it. So that's a quick startup guide for getting yourself set up with routine when it comes to diet and exercise, and it should highlight how important it is and how to get stuck in. And I will say it again, that it is a really important concept to get with, so the sooner that you embrace it, the better. Yes, it might be uncomfortable at the beginning, but this is only temporary. Remember that. It does get a lot easier the further you get into it, so just stick with it for the first few weeks, and I can guarantee that it will get easier, and you will probably start to enjoy it as well. But if it doesn't work out, you can always send me an email and see what's not working for you, and I can maybe help you get some ideas on how to fit things into your life for your personal set of circumstances. Anyway, if you found this info useful, it'd be great to hear from you. I'm a self-published guy, so any feedback is really valuable to me. Public reviews of my books on Amazon, I'm always extremely grateful for. And also, clicking thumbs up buttons and subscribing are also mega news for me. So again, I hope you found this information useful, and I hope you do find all the information on my websites or in my books useful too. And thanks a lot for listening, and I hope to chat to you again soon. All the best, Jim.